Hi, I'm James Lamont, Fellow at the Vadine Center for Rural Economic Development at the University of Minnesota Crookston. Today, we're going to talk about what's going on with eggs. As you've noticed at the supermarket, eggs are very expensive. The reason why is the world has been experiencing a new or a novel avian flu. It started and we started seeing major impacts in production in Europe, and then it moved on to the United States. Unlike previous avian flu viruses, this one is a host-adapted spreader, so it causes spreading to occur faster, and it's also much more intense. In the United States, we're seeing major impacts on egg supply due to the fact that we have a highly dense and consolidated egg industry. So it's not uncommon to find farms with hundreds of thousands of egg-laying hens. And because of this density, the flu could move through a flock very easily over 48 to 72 hours, thereby creating major problems for that particular area. In addition, this has led to reduced inventories, roughly 30% or so year over year in the United States. And then the producers that haven't experienced the flu, they're seeing major demand increases, but they're unable to keep up with the demand for a variety of reasons. Workforce in the United States having the lowest unemployment rate in over 60 years has also resulted in the inability to hire more people to cultivate more birds, as well as eggs, and other demand challenges have placed strains on particular producers. And don't forget, we still have layover effects, if you will, or hangover effects from the COVID pandemic and the associated supply chain challenges. In some places in the United States, they're feeling this even worse. California, for example, this time last year, eggs were $2 a dozen. Today, they're over $7. Part of that is self-inflicted due to the fact that California did pass legislation back in 2018 regarding cage-free eggs being the requirement. And as a result, you had sort of a confluence of that policy and then this national egg shortage due to the virus. And subsequently, you've seen, 300-400% increase in eggs in California as a result. Eggs moving forward, it's the jury's still kind of out. Right now, prices continue to increase, and then there hasn't been significant demand reduction. I mean, 50 cents an egg is expensive, don't get me wrong, but it's still, value for the type of nutrition and protein you're getting from that one egg. So we haven't seen commensurate decline, if you will, in demand as it compared to supply. Regarding the future, we've got a couple of sort of bifurcated paths. On one hand, the spring migration may actually introduce a new wave, maybe a new variant, if you will, that we'd have to contend with. But on the flip side of that, there are almost as many egg-laying chickens in the United States as people. So you have basically an egg-laying hen per person, and as a result, that's a lot of eggs, right? So it'll be very interesting to see kind of where the country goes. A lot of it's dependent on Mother Nature, and you've got some mitigation components as well as some that may exacerbate the challenge, and maybe it'll meet somewhere in the middle, and then we'll just continue seeing sort of inflation intensification, maybe not quite as high as it's increased year over year, but maybe it'll plateau. Also, you may actually see, and we're already starting to see over the last decade, a major interest in cultivating chickens in one's backyard. This includes both rural parts of the country as well as urban parts. So this may accelerate the sort of the trend for people to cultivate their own eggs in their backyards. Thanks for joining me, and we'll see you next time. Have a great day.